Welcome back, everyone. Have we got a cool knife to talk about? And no, you are not seeing double, but I happen to have two of the Kristal Auroras in right now. Funny thing happened. Gary, my good friend, bought this brand new and had it shipped to me directly. And then my other friend, Jason, from the Brass Brigade, who has a YouTube channel, also sent this one in to loan. He was going to send a different Kristal, a Horseman, and when he was boxing everything up, he included this one instead because the other one was at home or at the shop or vice versa, right? So it, you know, I'm cool with that. So, spoiler alert out of the way, these are sold out. Okay? And not because two of them are here, but they made a very limited run of these. And so they are all sold out. They were about $250. I think it's a great price for what you got. I am sure you can find them on the secondary at some point and all of that. But, let's talk about these. We'll just move one off to the side and we'll talk about these. These are Russian knives. They're a Russian-made knife. And what is totally awesome about it is they include an extra set of basically everything. Bearings, pivot, standoffs, hardware, the washers that go under the bearings. Like, the only thing they don't give you is an extra clip. So if you screw up the clip, you're kind of out of luck because that's not in the bag. Okay? They send you a sticker because I think this is a Knife Nuts podcast exclusive. And the certificate of authenticity, which is kind of cool here. These are handwritten. They didn't sign it where it says sign, but they're handwritten. So you have the different, stuff, which I think is very cool. So I'll put a link to the designer down below and a couple of links down below just so you have it. But yeah, that's very cool packaging. I mean, it's just a zippered pouch, but it's got this nice embroidered logo and stuff on there. So I think that's very cool. And they give you all the spare parts, which is freaking awesome. So let's just zoom in and take a quick look at this thing to begin with. Milled titanium scales. Milled titanium clip, which has this milling pattern that kind of lines up with the scales, which I think is just a very cool attention to detail. Super nice ramp, both going into and out of the pocket. I love it. This clip works phenomenally. Okay, has a lock bar insert with an over travel stop. I love that little pivot. And you can use, a flathead screwdriver, although be careful. And I'm sure maybe somebody makes a tool for that hardware. I don't know, but it's very, very cool. Thumb stud is my preferred method on these knives, and I've got both, so I've been able to kind of play with both of them. Thumb stud just works a little bit better for me, although the flipper tab works as well. There's no problem either way. Now, this is the brand new one from Gary that has not had much use or flipping. This one is from Jason. Same opening, but it is a bit smoother on the close. I don't know if Jason did anything to it. I don't think so. I think it's just a little bit of use, and it's broken in super nice. But they both feel great on the opening. They both feel the same, and they both fit and work in the pocket identically. So it's really nice to have knives where you pick up two of the same model and they feel exactly the same. That's the case also with Chris Reeve knives. Every Chris Reeve I have ever picked up, regardless of the model, has the exact same action. And I love that. Whereas other knives, the Norseman's, the Medfords, the attention to details, a lot of other knives, even custom makers, every time you pick one up, it feels different. You know, I've been at shows and I've picked up 4 or 5 knives off the table from same maker, and they all feel different. They all have a little bit harder or softer detent. Some flip, some don't. Like, there's always something. So it's really nice to get something that is identical. Okay, so moving on to the blade, and we'll go through all the specs here in just a minute. This big, wide, fuller groove, blood groove, whatever you want to call it, with its texturing here, is just awesome. It's just something different that you don't see, and I think it looks fantastic, and I'm really drawn to it just because of that. Okay? The other reason why these are sold out is they made a limited number of these, 150, and Gary has number 6 and Jason has number 12. So it's kind of kind of funny how I got number 6 and 12. Just odd to me. Full length backspacer, or most of the length. I do appreciate a backspacer over studs, generally speaking. There is some milling on the inside to lighten it up on both the show side and the lock side. And I do appreciate the fact that the lock bar cutout is on the inside. I don't know. I think that's just a cleaner look. Here I have a Norseman that it is on the outside, in case you're not aware of what I'm talking about. I don't know. I think in general I like it on the inside because it's just a cleaner look to me. But I don't mind. That's not a thing, a deal breaker. It's really a nothing to me, other than when I see it nice and clean. Okay, let's dive into the specs. 4 3/4 overall closed. 8 1/4 overall. 3.56-inch blade with a 3.66 cutting edge, because the scale kind of goes this way in the way I measure. S35VN, as we talked about, the blade thickness is 0.153, pretty standard there. The overall thickness is 0.428, super slim. Okay, it is actually slightly slimmer than the Norseman. Just about almost. Actually, it's just a hair bigger than the Norseman. Yes, just a hair slightly larger than the Norseman. Slightly larger than the Quiet Carry from the Quiet Carry Waypoint, and slightly larger than a Spyderco Delica. Okay, but considerably smaller than the Hellraiser or the Kubi or most average, if you will, knives. So I like that. Weighs in at 3.4 ounces. And it runs on ceramic double road bearings, as we saw earlier in the package of spare parts. Does have a lanyard cutout, which does go through the backspacer. I don't know. All in all, I think this is a very cool knife. The jimping on top is basically non-existent. It's there, but there's no grip. Like, none. And is it jimping or is it yimping? Is it a hard J or a soft J? I actually saw somebody discussing that the other day, and it got me thinking. I don't know. I think everybody has called it jimping, but have we all been doing it wrong? And if we've all been doing it wrong, does that mean we're actually all right? I don't know. Sometimes these are the things that keep me awake at night. So there you go, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I will have another Kristal, the Horseman from Jason, at some point. We talked about it last night, and he will send that out. I'll probably send him this stuff back first, and then because I have this and I have a couple other knives from him. I just did an unboxing. But yeah, very cool stuff. Thanks, Gary, for sending this in, and thanks, Jason, for sending this in. Have yourselves a great day, guys. Let me know your thoughts, and we will see you tomorrow.